Today is all about 23 top apps for college students. Hi, this is Frank Buck, and this is the place to be if you want to get organized and make it look easy. Right about now is the time when college students across the country are moving into dorms and they're decorating apartments and they're getting things ready for a great school year. But what about getting that phone ready for a great school year? Whether it's in the classroom or whether it's a trip with friends, today I've got 23 apps that are going to help you get the job done. In the body of the blog post, I'm going to give you links to every one of them. So stick around to the end and I'll give you a link to that blog post. First of all, let's talk about staying organized. First up is Google Calendar. It's hard to beat Google Calendar for its combination of power and simplicity. If it needs to happen on a specific day, a specific time, then the calendar is the place for it. Put your classes on the calendar and use the repeating function. You have a class that meets at 10 o'clock every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Well, enter it once and let that repeating function put it on every day for you. Look for the add it to my calendar button when you make a reservation at a restaurant or whether you sign up for an online presentation. Next is remember the milk. The to-do list holds everything for now or in the future. So if I assign a date to a task, I want to see that task on that particular date, and it automatically shows up for me. I can assign priorities that let me see at the top of the list for my day, my Fab Five, followed by the things for the morning, the afternoon, and for the evening. Remember, the milk is simple enough for a high school student and powerful enough for a CEO. It handles repeating tasks, and it even allows for voice input. If you're not using a digital task list, I've got a video here that shows you exactly how to do it. Third is Evernote. In a world of mobile devices, this is a place for reference information. It easily serves as a spiral notebook replacement for classes, and it can also house those PowerPoints from the professor. Two or more people can be working in the same note at the same time. You can record an audio of the class and turn that audio into a written transcription with one click. And from there, the AI capabilities built right into Evernote will summarize that transcript for you. I recently created content on how college students can use Evernote, and I've got the link to that in the body of the blog post. Next up is Google Drive. This productivity suite has become a standard in the education community. The ability to access and edit information from any device and share it easily, it adds to the appeal. Next is Google Keep. Evernote is a premium program. There is a price tag attached to it. And so if you're looking for a free alternative, Google Keep is a good lightweight replacement for Evernote. Keep your class notes in Google Drive, but from there, download the Google Keep widget for your phone. It's great for the grocery list or those quick thoughts. And I like the ability to open Google Keep in the sidebar beside a Google Doc. You can drag notes from Google Keep into the body of a document that you have in Google Docs. Next, let's talk about staying in touch. First up is Gmail. This one app can retrieve messages from all of your email accounts. And because it's from Google, the search capabilities are amazing. It also plays nicely with your Google Calendar. Next up is Google Messages if you have an Android phone. One of the things that I like about Google Messages is that you can read and respond from your computer. You can compose with 10 fingers rather than two thumbs on a piece of glass, and you can easily copy and paste text into the message and also copy the text that it comes to you in a message and paste it anywhere else. Use Google Messages rather than the default messaging app that happens to come on your phone. And if you are using an iPhone, use iMessages. Google Messages is not available for the iOS device. Next up is LinkedIn. You'll be applying for a job someday, and this is where people who do the hiring hang out. Start building your online resume now. Next is Google Translate. It's a small world, and this app lets you have a conversation, translate a sign, or translate entire paragraphs from one language into another. This next one's not really an app, but it's a daily email called 1440 Daily Digest. Some TV news leans to the left, some leans to the right, but this simple once a day email is right down the middle. Stay in the know and save yourself lots of time in the process. It's totally free to subscribe. And our next session talks about staying on the dean's list. First up is ChatGPT. Don't try having ChatGPT write your paper now. Don't get me wrong here. Your professor's likely a step ahead of you. But it is an idea starter, and it is a time saver when you need to find quick information. Personally, when I'm writing something like a tricky Excel formula, I'll describe what I need to ChatGPT and see what suggestions it has. Also try these: Gemini, Copilot, and Claude. Links to all of this is in the body of the blog post. And another one that's not really an app, it's a website called Hemingway Editor. This site gets its name from Ernest Hemingway, the writer who gave us such works as The Sun Also Rises, A Farewell to Arms, The Old Man in the Sea. His style of short and powerful sentences was something that he learned as a cub reporter for the Kansas City Star. Well, the idea with this website is simple. You paste your text into that site and you get instant feedback on what's hard to read, where you've used passive voice, etc. So for more, I have a link in the blog post for you. And next up to help you with math is the Desmos Graphing Calculator. This app does exactly what it says, and it's free. And to give you another calculator, there's the Real Calc Scientific Calculator. This app is the most popular advanced calculator for Android. Don't take Trig without it. And if you're on an iOS device, I have a link for some alternatives for you. Next up is Quizlet. Flashcards have helped students prepare for tests forever. And with Quizlet, you can not only create your own flashcards, but you can download from an extensive library. And then there's Cite This For Me. Properly citing sources that you use in writing a paper can be tedious, but this app makes the process simple. Insert the ISBN or other bare bones information and watch the perfectly formatted citation appear. And as college students, we want you to be well-rounded. We want you to get out and see the world. So you need Google Maps with plenty of opportunities. They're by car, they're by foot, they're on your bike. Count on Google Maps to get you there. Get the app for Android or get the app for iOS, either one. Next up is Waze. When the trip is by car, Waze is made for the job. Fellow travelers alert you to road hazards along the way. The speed limit versus your current speed is constantly displayed. And I've attached an article that's an excellent read for you. Next up is AccuWeather. My favorite thing about this service is that it tells me how many minutes until the rain starts or how many minutes until the rain stops. This information's great when you have a walk across the campus ahead of you. You can get the app for Android or iOS. And I have a widget for this app on my phone's home screen that makes it incredibly easy for me to see what's about to happen with the weather. Next up is Feedly. Speaking of spare minutes, identify great blogs that you want to read and have those posts come to your phone without you having to go out to all of those places. Next is Rocket Money. College is not too young to start budgeting money, and Rocket Money is a great tool to help anyone see where the money's going. It also alerts you to recurring subscriptions that you may have forgotten that you even had, and you're paying money for them every month. Rocket Money will alert you to that. Next up is Google Wallet or Apple Wallet. We all have those credit cards and all sorts of loyalty cards. Instead of lugging them all with you, leave them at home. Let your phone store them. You can pay at the checkout with it, just your phone. We're even entering an era when our government IDs may soon be something that we can simply carry on our phone. Check it out. And last is the app for your university. I think this one goes without saying. You'll get the most timely and complete information right there. And again, look for that little button where it talks about different events that are happening at your university. Look for that button that gives you the opportunity to just add it to your calendar with one click. So to get links to everything that I've talked about, here's the post to come over to frankbuck.org/23 apps for college students. It's the number 23 and put a dash between each word. frankbuck.org/23 apps for college students. Have a great school year for our college students who are returning or starting their college experience. Thank you for stopping by today. This has been Frank Buck helping you get organized and make it look easy.